Just allowing yourself to become comfortable. And as we are all resonating at a slightly different frequency, it will show itself in your breath. You can change the frequency of your body and therefore your consciousness, as consciousness is a frequency all of its own, just through altering your breath. And as you alter your breath and alter your consciousness, you will have a different sense of reality. And we've all experienced this when you fall asleep, maybe in the middle of the day. Perhaps you've been stressed and you decide to do a deep relaxation, or just to have a moment, sit down, and you drop off or you become still for a few minutes or half an hour. And as you are present in that moment, you start to lose a sense of your consciousness of where you are, and you start to drift. Sometimes you might fall asleep, sometimes you might just go into a daydream state, sometimes you might disappear into a place where you didn't know where you went. That realm between being awake and being asleep. And that scientifically is shown in your brain waves. And there's all these different frequencies and different realms that are available to us based on the brainwave activity, the sense of presence and stillness of the body, the depth of the breath. And the Akashic Records are just one of these realms and dimensions, holding the records of all frequencies, all bands of frequency, therefore holding records of everything that was, that is, and that's going to be, all in one moment. For there's no such thing as time in that realm. So I'm going to lead you on a journey to your Akashic Records. When you get there, you will be met with a big hall of records. You will also find a guide. Now, it may be that you are able to perceive your guide. It may be that you have disappeared completely and you don't recognise or understand any of what I'm saying. You've disappeared. It may be that you're awake and listening to me through the whole thing, but you have no huge realisations consciously. It doesn't matter, because on a deep level you will be visiting, you will be understanding, your subconscious will be listening, and you will have been making changes in that realm. So you'll have the opportunity to visit past actions, contracts, to form new ones, to resolve current ones. And you don't need to do this with your conscious mind, as I've just mentioned, but you may understand and recall and recollect some things. So just allowing a softness to overcome you through your face, through your jaw. Just allowing the body to soften completely into the earth. Allowing your ears to open fully into any sounds that are around you for a moment, so that you know that you can let go of them. You don't need to be watching, but you are in a place where you're safe to let go. As your body becomes heavier and your mind becomes clear, and it starts to dissolve all thought into the awareness of your breath, you just notice yourself dropping slightly deeper into this realm of stillness, into this realm of spaciousness, of peace and serenity. And as you do, you start to realize you're walking down a gravel pathway. The gravel is white, the pathway edged with flowers of all colours. Beyond the flowers is just greenery, grass, trees, bushes, more flowers. It's as if you are in the middle of nowhere, walking along this white gravel path. You hear the gravel under your feet. You sense the sun lovingly and comfortably brushing your skin, the breeze through your hair. You feel your breath just reflect this moment. As you walk along the path, you realise it goes downhill in the distance. You can't see where it ends up, so you keep following. The hill isn't steep, but it's long and it's windy. As you take each step, the path opens up in front of you. And you keep going, not quite knowing where the path is going to lead. Eventually, you see a little copse of trees, and the path is leading you to its centre. The canopy of trees above you is cooling and protective. And you realise you're finding yourself in a centre clearing where there is a wooden tree stump where you can sit in a fire, safely burning. You can hear the crackle of the flames. You decide to take a seat on this tree stump and just watch into the flames. Allow the light of the flames to warm you and to soothe you further. You realise that around the edge of this clearing are more pathways. There's some to the left, some to the right, some in front, and some behind you. As you look back to the flames, you notice the smoke of the fire rising. It's getting drawn to your left. So you decide you'll follow one of the paths to your left. As you get off the tree stump and you walk down the central path on the left-hand side. The gravel has turned to bark and the path feels soft underfoot. You follow this path, again not quite knowing where it's going to lead. feeling comfortable and calm, you realise that the path leads you directly towards a great big oak tree. As you walk towards this oak tree, which is ancient and has a huge trunk, you realise there's a doorway cut in the trunk. And as you walk through the doorway, you realise that there are stairs leading up the inside of the trunk of the tree. They spiral around the edges. As you start to walk up the spiral stairs, higher and higher and higher, and you realise walking beside you is your guide. Now, your guide may take any form, maybe an older relative, it may be a friend you had from childhood, it can be an animal, it may just be a light. You start to climb and climb together. And as you've gone a distance, you realise that the stairs are opening up into the branches. Each branch lit internally with a small light of a particular colour. As you look around, you realise there's colours everywhere, lights everywhere, all leading into different branches. You pick a colour of your choice and you walk into the depth of the branch. And as you walk into the branch, you realise you're walking to its very end. And as you walk to its very end, you find yourself literally in the sky. It's as if you're suspended on a cloud, and all around you, you can see books. It's as if the heavens are filled with books. You and your guide decide to sit cross-legged on this cloud. Just in front of you are 3 piles of books and files. One pile represents completed obligations, tasks and contracts that will just need to be stamped and filed. One of the piles is for contracts and tasks that need changing. Maybe something is no longer serving, or lessons learnt means you want to rewrite some of this content. Maybe changing direction. Maybe empowering yourself or another. The third pile represents tasks and actions that you want to begin. Something you're choosing to write at this moment. So with your guide present, you close your eyes, and whether you realise or not, you're working through each of those piles of books and files. effortlessly working to resolve, to upgrade, to plan. Because we're up in the clouds, there's no sound, just the sound of your own breath accompanying you as your guide watches on. Just allow yourself to relax on your cloud in silence as your higher aspect works through each pile meticulously. 3 piles of books and files have now gone. You allow yourself to look around once more from this heavenly place. Just taking in the silence and the stillness. You get up and you start to walk back from the direction you came, finding yourself once more inside the branch of the tree. Your guide is with you, lighting the way as you travel through the branch and back to the stairs. Slowly and peacefully and with gratitude you walk down the spiral staircase. One stair at a time with your guide beside you. You marvel at the beauty of the inside of this tree, the magnitude of the trunk. The lights all around you from the branches still shining above. You find yourself now in the base of the tree at the end of the stairwell. And it's here that you say goodbye to your guide, but you know that you can call on them at any time you wish. You make your way out of the tree trunk and back to the bark-lined path. The path that leads you softly back to the clearing with the fire at the centre of the circle of tree trunks. You spot the white pebbled path that had brought you here, and you keep walking along that path, following its twists and turns, slowly drawing uphill until you find yourself back by the fields and the flowers, until you allow this scene to end and your visit to the Akashic Records is over. You're gently allowing yourself to come back into the physical body that is here and now, back to the feeling and sensation of the breath that is animating this physical body, that is bringing vibration and frequency to the consciousness of this physical body. And just start to feel gentle movement arising through your fingers, your toes. A deepening gently of your breath. And you may like to float your arms up and over your head, or alternatively just roll yourself over to your right hand side. And when you feel ready, you can bring yourself up to a comfortable seat with your hands into Namaste, just keeping the balance of the right and left hemispheres of the brain. And then just allow the chin to relax down towards the chest. Gently blink the eyes and bring the head to center. Namaste, namaste. Thank you.